Welcome back to Pimp My Setup. Today we're taking a look at some setups submitted by 20-year-olds, and later on we're hearing from special guest Kurt Grosser, who's also turning 20 in just a few days. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
Help support the channel by joining the Swashin crew. It's only $1 a month and you get a special Discord rank. Head on over to swashintv/support to join. Hi, my name is Matt Philly and this is episode 8 of Pimp My Setup. Let's not waste any time, hop into the first setup of the day, submitted by Christie, who's 20 years old. Christie uses her setup for gaming and work, and yeah, this setup is clean, it's bright, it's really nice, and I think that the gold is super cool. I wish he did a little bit more with it, sort of like how a lot of people do black and red. I think white and gold is actually a cool look, so I would probably put more of that and it would just help with theme. The usability is pretty good here. I think I personally would put the PC next to the Alex drawer. It just frees up some leg space. I think it'll help with your cable management and it would just look better overall, which by the way, I think your cable management could use a little bit of work here and there. It's not awful though. And then of course, I would recommend a headphone stand and little things like that. But for the most part, you know, considering you're only gaming and doing some work, this is a great setup for you. Christie got 4 7s and an 8, making her final score a 72. The next setup of the day is submitted by Gregory, who's 20 years old. He uses a setup for heavy gaming and schoolwork. And just so we know, Gregory is living in a dorm. He's currently doing a double major, music related, which is super cool. He's originally from Miami, hence all the Miami related things. But since he is in a dorm, he can't change the desk. And he said there's a stain on the floor he can't do anything about. So it's definitely a difficult situation. Considering the space you have though, you definitely fit a lot of stuff, which yes, it is a bit much and I'd condense, but since you can't change your desk, it's weird. I mean, you can't do anything about it, which makes it a hard setup to critique because if you were living in your own place, you wouldn't need to use a shelf to store all of your essentials and you'd have more room for a better desk. So I don't know. I would say fix the cables near the footrest, which I'm not sure what that's for because on the picture showing the back of the cable management, we don't see it. It looks organized. I want to give you props on the setup though. Of course, it's not going to have an amazing score simply because you live in a dorm with limited space and furniture, but it's a great example for what you can do as a college student. Gregory got a 5, 2 7s, 2 8s, making his final score a 70. Next setup of the day is submitted by AMIR, who's 20 years old. He said that he uses a setup for gaming, porn, shopping, watching, Pimp My Setup, counseling, tutoring, and work. He said he really likes a simplistic look, so he's not going to add speakers because he has a soundbar and headphones, and he understands that Mr. Matthew Philly likes to see personality, but he has little to no personality. Well, Amir, I mean, you have tons of breathing room, which is great. It's a very simple and bright setup with a nice splash of color. The wallpaper is interesting and it helps give life to a seemingly minimalistic room, and you have great accessories as well as great cable management. The right monitor looks like it's at quite an angle, and I'm not sure what the usability of it really is. And your soundbar looks really small, so I really wonder what kind of sound that thing can produce. Now, of course, you said you like it simple, and I can't hate much for that, but as far as personality goes, your score is going to reflect that there's not much. It's really not that big of a deal, though, because you did get a 10, 3 9s, and that 6, which makes your final score an 86. The next set of the day is submitted by Henrick, who's, of course, 20 years old, and he uses a setup for developing the Pimp My Setup rating system, as well as some gaming. So, fun story, we do have the rating system I've talked about a long time ago. It is being developed. It's taking a little bit, so hopefully we get that out soon, and you'll have Henrik to thank for that. He wants to know what he can do to spice his setup some more. So, I mean, this definitely looks like a web developer setup considering the vertical monitor and the laptop being off to the side. I just don't think you're really fully utilizing that desk. The current monitor arm really pushes displays very close to you, losing a lot of valuable real estate, and I think perhaps maybe wall mounting the monitors will just give more distance and therefore more desk space. The PC is also in a weird spot, so I'd probably put that on the floor, and then everything that's on top of the desk, make sure you center it. And of course, the cable management could use a little bit of work, and there's really no theme at all, not even any life. It's lacking color, among other things. It's literally just monitors, peripherals, and a PC plus laptop. Even though he's developing the Pimp My Setup rating system, I have to be honest and score him fairly, and that's exactly what I did. Henrik with a 5, 8, 7, 5, 4 made his final score of 58. Now it's time for the final set of the day, submitted by Haydn, who is 20 years old. Used a setup for gaming and blasting out tunes. Yeah, sick tunes, bruh. So taking a look at this setup, I definitely think the cable management needs some work for sure. And apparently the left monitor is raised so it doesn't block the speakers, but that's like really, really high. He also had 3 monitors, but got rid of massive one so he could fit his PC on his desk, and I don't think that's really a good idea. I think put the PC back on the floor, raise the middle monitor up a bit, that way all the speakers fit, no problem at all. To make things easier though, I'd probably just get rid of the super small displays and buy one single 27-inch display. That way if you really want to keep your PC on the desk, you could, and you could also have your speakers there still. Other than that though, I don't think there's much to the setup. Bare minimum products, not centered to the opening of the desk, no real color or personality. It's just very bland and boring. But still, somehow we got a 6, 8, 9, 7, 5, making the final score a 70. Taking a look at the final scores of the day, AMIR in first place with an 86 and HENRIK in last place with a 58. Now it's time for the part of the show where we hear from our special guest to find out what they thought of each setup and which one was their favorite. Today's special guest is birthday boy Kurt Grosser.
I've never really been a fan favorite of the show, but I feel I'll fit right in here, seeing as we're talking about 20-year-old setups, and I'm on the verge of my youth expiring anyway. Christie, dope-ass wallpaper, very clean setup, it feels like a good place to work. However, that PC is awkwardly placed. I don't care what anybody says. You know, I have the same tabletop, and I know for a fact that I'd be kicking the PC constantly. Gregory, really effective cable management for the space. I was super impressed by it. Kinda wish you could hide the snacks and such, but you know, you're in a dorm, so it's excusable. AMIR, really basic, really simple, which is what you're going for, but it could use some personality. Great cable management as well. That wallpaper, absolutely terrible. It's trash. Get rid of it. You need some like paint on that wall instead. Other than that, your setup is just a blank canvas waiting for its moment to shine. Henrick, really like the vertical monitor. I mean, I'm just a guy that likes that kind of a thing, so it's always nice to have, especially when you're doing a lot of coding. Way too much space just sitting on the desk. You have another blank canvas just waiting for its moment to shine again. I agree with Matt. The PC should be on the floor and the monitor should be centered. Haydn, love the sleeving on your water cooling tubes. Really nice and compact build. Regardless of blocking speakers, that high monitor, no bueno mis amigo, ay ay ay. I'm a big fan of multi-monitor setups, but this one is not that good. You should put the PC on the floor and go back to your triple monitor setup. Those are my thoughts. Thanks for having me. You can find me over at kurtgrosser.com. As always, I'm out.
Big shout out to Kurt for being today's special guest. His birthday is on April 18th. He is also turning 20 years old, so it just worked perfectly for this episode. Definitely go to his YouTube channel, subscribe, leave some nice comments on his video, and of course, wish him a happy birthday on the 18th. That's it though for episode number 8 of Pimp My Setup. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Also be sure to subscribe. And also don't forget, I'm Matt Philly and you're not. Get out of my face. Have a great day and I'll catch ya on the flippity flop.